Good afternoon, everyone. Kevin is having a little trouble with his Stanhopeas, and he wanted me to make a demo of how I make my little rafts for the Stanhopeas. So that's what we're going to do today. What you're looking at now is some wire. It's pretty rigid wire. It's 1 inch by 2 inches, and it's been in my yard for a long time, but I still use it because it's still good. So what I'm going to do first is take this wire, and we're going to pot this Stanhopea today. This is a nice gift from Bernard Lavard, and it's Stanhopea Love Potion. So we're going to pot that up. And of course I have my supplies as always. I have my disinfectant, I have the mosquito spray, and some Raid, which I probably won't use, and then I have some dolomite lime, which is something that I'm doing new. So I'm going to go ahead and use my lineman's pliers to go ahead and cut this wire, and I'll be right back. Here's my piece of wire that I cut, and it's going to be enough for 2 good size rafts for the Stanhopeas. And if you notice over here on the edge, there's this remnant from the last one that I cut that sticks out, so you have to cut that off with your pliers. Now my pliers don't get close enough, and there's always a little bit hanging over the side, so you really have to be careful. Don't let that catch you. One of the fellows at the Species Club says that there's angle pliers that you can get that will cut it closer, but I haven't been able to find them yet. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and cut off these little pieces, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my piece of wire, and you'll notice that this piece of wire is not very flat. So at this point I'm going to step on it a little bit to try and flatten it out. I'm also going to bend the side where the bottom lines are going this way. They're going this way. That's going to make my sides, and you'll see that in just a sec. Okay, I think you can see my workspace now, and what I'm going to be doing is folding up this one rung and this one rung over here. So I take my pliers. The first thing that I do is just start to bend these by hand, and you want to make sure that this part here where they're soldered together, this part that's running this way is on the bottom, and the other pieces are coming on the top. So here we go. We're just going to start bending that up. Now you can use 1 link. I had been using 2 links, but then I discovered it didn't make any difference, so I just started bending up 1 link for the rafts, and that gave me a little bit more space. Okay, so you see they're kind of partially bent up, and then at this point what I do is just flip it over, and then on the edge of my table here I bend it down with my hand, and that makes it a little bit easier. Just be careful, don't get your hand caught. Okay. Now, so that's one side. You see how that is? Just like that, really easy. So now I'm going to do the other side. If your wire's bent, just straighten it out as best that you can. I'm going to spray my mosquito stuff, of course. Okay, you're after me already. Okay. Now, I'm just going to proceed on with this. Just give a nice little bend. You do them, you know, a little bit as you go, and then you won't bend the part that you are bending up. If that makes sense. Not a lot, but hopefully you see what I mean. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to flip it over and bend it down. Now, This wire was something that I found in my yard from the previous owner. They were orchid people, and the husband was actually a professor at the University of Miami. So I was always finding stuff in the yard, and this is one of the things I found in the yard was this roll of wire. So here we got the raft. Looking good. Alright, maybe I'll just adjust this one a little bit. And this wire, I've been told, is not at Home Depot. There was a wonderful man that used to live in Miami. His name was Charlie Ochippa, and he's since moved away, but he used to get this wire at Florida Lumber in Miami, but you probably can order it online, but it's very rigid. It's the same kind of wire that they use for the orchid benches, the aluminum orchid benches, like the Days benches. Okay, so here we have it. And then I'm going to put the Stanhopea in the middle here so you see how that's done. And then all you would do once that's there is just attach your wire hanger and your label, and that's it. So here we have some moss. I don't put too much, I just put a little because I don't want it to be too thick, because it just doesn't need it and it's kind of a waste. You just put it on here, and this raft will carry this plant for many, many years, and if you do it this way, it's very easy to take it off. Okay, alright, so there's a little bit of moss there. Okay, so here we have Stanhopea Love Potion. Okay, I traded with Bernard the other day for a piece of my big Acidensis, and he was nice enough to give me this. That was my husband talking to the dog. Okay, so now we have that here, and all we got to do is put some moss around that, and that's it. Now, I don't have the hanger here, but usually if I have a plant that's wobbly, I will secure it with some telephone wire, or the hanger helps to keep it upright. And there you have it. That's the raft. See? Very simple, very sturdy. Make some.